What American soldiers really ate during the Vietnam War. Life for American soldiers during the Vietnam War was grueling. Between the sweltering jungle heat, endless patrols, and the ever-present threat of enemy fire, food became more than just sustenance. It was one of the few comforts soldiers could rely on. Whether it came in a military-issued can or a surprise package from home, a meal could mean the difference between despair and hope. And one, sea rations. The basics of survival. Sea rations, or canned rations, were the standard meals from World War II through Vietnam. Each box was meant to last a soldier an entire day. Inside were canned meat courses like beef and beans, chicken and noodles, or the dreaded chopped ham and eggs. There were also biscuits, peanut butter or cheese spread, canned fruit, candy like M&Ms, and a small accessory pack, complete with instant coffee, matches, toilet paper, gum, and yes, even cigarettes. Though the meals were far from gourmet, some items became legends among the troops. Beanie weenies, beans with little sausages, were like gold, and soldiers would trade multiple cans just to get one. 2. MCI rations, a slight upgrade. The MCI Meal Combat Individual rations replaced sea rations in the late 1950s. They aimed to offer more variety and slightly better taste. Soldiers received 3 cans, an entree, a bread or cracker item, and a dessert. The switch from hardtack to something resembling bread, the inclusion of pound cake, and a wider rotation of meals made MCIs slightly more tolerable. One key improvement was packaging. Lighter cans made them a bit easier to carry, though they were still bulky by modern standards. 3. LRP rations, for the men behind enemy lines. For elite units like long-range reconnaissance patrols, LRPs, weight and mobility were everything. That's where LRP rations came in, freeze-dried meals in lightweight pouches. These were early versions of backpacker meals. Soldiers just added hot water, waited 20-30 minutes, and had a surprisingly decent dish like chili con carne, beef hash, or spaghetti with meat sauce. The biggest downside? You needed water to prepare them. But for soldiers sneaking deep into enemy territory, the trade-off was worth it. NAF 4, PI rations, tastes of the region. PI rations, personal indigenous rations, were created for South Vietnamese troops but were later adopted by some American soldiers, especially during long-range or special operations. These meals reflected local Vietnamese cuisine, centered around dehydrated rice, dried fish or meats, vegetables like mushrooms and bamboo shoots, and flavorful additions like soy or fish sauce. Lightweight, compact, and tailored to local taste, many American soldiers actually preferred these to their own rations. They offered a welcome change and felt more like real food. 5. Pho, a bowl of peace amidst chaos. Outside the base, when on leave or patrol near cities, some lucky soldiers discovered Vietnam's beloved noodle soup. With rich broth, thin beef slices, rice noodles, and fresh herbs, pho was a sensory escape. It was warm, fresh, and deeply satisfying. For a moment, eating pho allowed a soldier to forget the war. Sitting among locals at a street stall, surrounded by laughter and life, they got a brief taste of normalcy and culture that canned food could never offer. 6. Care packages. Love from home. Nothing lifted a soldier's spirit more than a care package from home. Whether it was homemade cookies, candy bars, instant coffee, socks, or handwritten letters, these boxes reminded them why they were fighting and what waited for them back home. Even melted chocolate or crumbled cookies were treasured. Photos, drawings from children, or a simple note from Mom could reduce the toughest soldier to tears. They didn't just feed the body, they nourished the heart. In the end, while the food in Vietnam might not have been 5-star, it served a bigger purpose: survival, morale, and connection. From a can of beanie weenies to a bowl of pho, every bite told a story, not just of war, but of resilience, adaptation, and the human need for comfort, even in the darkest places.